Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what I've got for you guys is my review and is sort of a breakdown for the first part of this year's long-awaited Elseworlds Crossover. So before I get into anything, spoiler warning if you guys have not seen the episode yet, but with that out of the way, let's continue. Man oh man, the first part of the long-awaited Elseworlds Crossover is finally here. We've made so many theory videos, breakdown videos, and just speculated on this thing for so long, and we finally have the first part of this crazy 3-part ride, and it did not disappoint. The crossover starts off with a condensed version of that Earth 90 scene introducing us to the Monitor and the 90s Barry Allen Flash. As I've said before, very cool scene. But then we go back over to Earth 1 as we are introduced to Dr. John Deegan as he's giving a presentation to some other doctors, and they're not really impressed with what he's saying. This is where we have the Monitor poured in to see a defeated Deegan in the parking lot and give him the Book of Destiny, allowing him to rewrite reality any way he sees fit. After reality has been rewritten, we have our check-in with Oliver waking up as Barry, and Barry waking up as Oliver in some pretty hilarious scenes. Barry is definitely better at being the Green Arrow than Oliver is at being the Flash. Also, we did get the activation of Amazo inside of Ivo's lab or facility thing, but he'll come back later on. But after we have Oliver speed Barry and Dig to a safe place as we get with all of our yearly crossovers, we have Barry and Oliver bring their concerns to Team Flash about reality being broken, but they don't exactly believe them. Iris drugs Oliver with some nanites courtesy of Ray Palmer, the most meta joke ever, which was absolutely hilarious, and Ralph knocks Barry out as well, locking them both up in the pipeline. In between this, we also have Cisco mentioning the red skies, and if you guys remember back to the 2024 newspaper or know anything about the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, then you know what these red skies mean, but in the context of the show, at least at the moment, I think they just mean that something is wrong with reality, and is an obvious indication that Barry and Oliver have in fact swapped lives and kind of swapped bodies. But after we have a very cool scene of Oliver and Barry using each other's skills to escape the pipeline, they are able to convince Iris to allow them to go over to Earth 38 in search of help from Kara with everything that is going on over on Earth 1. And it is here where we get another really cool part of the episode as we transition to the Kent farm and we get the Smallville theme, which was really awesome to hear within the Arrowverse. But on the Kent farm, we get our introduction to Lois Lane, and I really do like this version of the character. She is pretty funny and has some great interactions with both Clark and Kara, so a great version of Lois Lane for Supergirl's Earth and the Arrowverse. After our Kent farm intro, we have Barry and Oliver breach in to explain their situation to everyone that something is broken with reality over on Earth 1. We also have a really hilarious moment with Barry training and getting some sweet revenge on Oliver by tricking him and shooting him in the back with a couple of arrows. This crossover has some really great callbacks and fan service moments, and this is just hilarious. Back over on Earth 1, we have Killer Frost and Elongated Man take on Amazo and have their powers copied by him, and realizing that maybe Barry and Oliver were right. The red skies do in fact indicate that something has gone horribly wrong with reality, so Cisco goes back over to Earth 38 to try and get the band back together. After Barry and Oliver decide that the best way to handle the swap is to act a bit more like each other, they, along with Clark and Kara, head over to Earth 1 with Cisco to help take on Amazo. And this is where we get our big action set piece of the episode, Oliver and Barry taking on parts of each other's personalities in order to use their new abilities to help Clark and Kara defeat Amazo. And this was a very cool scene. I thought the Amazo effects were actually pretty good, and I just loved Barry and Oliver acting like each other, Barry being super dark and throwing out the "you have failed the city" line, as well as Oliver just having a good time taking on a giant power-stealing robot. Good times. But after Amazo was defeated, the team goes back to Star Labs and says goodbye to Clark as he goes back to Earth 38 on an important mission from Sherlock. Then this all pretty much brings us to the end of the episode after the heart-to-heart with Barry and Iris about Barry not completely giving in to the darkness of being the Green Arrow. Cisco comes clean to everybody about what he vibed and shows them the scene with the Monitor giving the book to Deegan. Within the vibe, we also have the Monitor figure out that Cisco can actually vibe what the Monitor is doing, and he does actually see him, so this is going to be very interesting going forward. Is Cisco going to be a big point within the crossover going forward? Is the Monitor going to be going after him because he has this power of vibing? Who knows, but it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But within this vibe, we also did have Oliver pick out a very interesting landmark that will take us to the next part of the crossover. Oliver sketches out the scene with the Monitor giving the book to Deegan and points out Wayne Tower in the background. So now the next step is to go to Gotham City to hunt hunt down John Deegan and try to get some answers as to what is going on with reality. We also did get a very small tease of Batwoman at the end of the episode, so very cool, and I'm super excited for tomorrow's episode. So overall, a very good start to this year's crossover. I think it was just super fun and funny with some great meta references and jokes thrown in there, but the big dark looming threat of the Monitor and Deegan can still be felt throughout, and I think this is going to be very interesting to learn more both about the Monitor and Deegan and the book going into these next 2 episodes. Is the Monitor testing each of the Earths of the multiverse in order to prepare for the arrival of the Anti-Monitor? Is the language within the Book of Destiny the same language that allows Nora and the Reverse Flash to communicate across the altered timeline? Will Oliver and Barry ever get their lives back? Will Clark deliver the check to Sherlock's ex-wife in time? Find out tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Get it? Because Batwoman? Anyways guys, in addition to Batwoman, I heard that we are supposed to be getting the 90s Flash coming back into play as well, so very excited for everything that is going to be going on within the Arrow portion of the Elseworlds crossover. This next episode might be my favorite part of the crossover because of Batwoman, but we are going to be getting the black-suited Superman, I think within the Supergirl episode, so we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that guys, what did you think of the first part of the Elseworlds crossover? Did you enjoy it? Who do you think is the better swapped hero? Do you think the Monitor is testing each Earth to help prepare for the Anti-Monitor, or do you think he has some other plan in mind? I want to know your thoughts on all of this down within the comments below. But until next time guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
There we go. Nice try. Oh! I've been waiting 4 years for that, man. Oh, it's priceless. Hold on. You can get a photo. What? Boom! I got it. Don't worry. Hold on. 1 second. Oh! That's great.